Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome for one another session of Aussie's Facebook Live. Today we have a special guest with us today. Kaushalyaji Waghela is the Member of Parliament from Western Metropolitan Region, and she is here with us today to discuss about few issues which the international students and the migrant community is facing. Kaushalyaji, namaskar. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time. I'm sure that most of the people from Victoria and of course in Australia are aware of your work. But the people who are attaching with us or viewing us at this point of time from overseas, I would like to give little bit of information about yourself, if you please allow us. Um, Kaushalyaji is the member of Legislative Council of the Western Metropolitan Region in Victoria. She is part of the 59th Victorian Parliament as a member of Australian Labor Party. Kaushalyaji is the first Indian-born member of parliament and to be elected in a Victorian parliament. Kaushalyaji is also the first Indian-born Hindu to enter into parliament, any parliament in Australia. Kaushalyaji comes from a science background and worked as a scientist in a research and diagnostic lab. She later worked as a risk and compliance manager. Kaushalyaji has had the privilege of working with many outstanding people and organizations throughout Australia. Kaushalyaji is a firm believer in a family values and stands for the development infrastructure for the people of West. West means west of Melbourne, I'm talking about. She believes that quality education and healthcare is the key to bringing more prosperity to the Western Metropolitan Region. Kaushalyaji, thank you so much once again. I know you are extremely busy at this point of time. Every single day when we are watching TV and our beloved premier is coming on live, I'm sure your team is working extra hard during this COVID-19. So we have few questions which we would like to ask you. If you please elaborate and give us more information about where we stand, because there are so many uncertainties at this point of time, and we really would like to have your input. So my first question, Kaushalyaji, is as a representative from Western Metropolitan, can you please let us know what sort of help you as a government or Victorian government is offering to our international students and our migrant community?
Sure. First of all, thank you very much, Mangreshji, to invite me on this live program. I'm thankful to Aussie's Group to invite me as a panelist to talk about international student. And also thank you for the generous introduction about me. Yes, I am very fortunate that I'm the first Indian-born person MP in Victoria. For the seat of, you already mentioned, Western Metropolitan Region. Now you mentioned about Legislative Council, so that is the upper house seat of Western Metropolitan Region that I'm the MP of. And in terms of my values and some of the things that I firmly believe in, education and health. So what we are going to talk about international students, I think that will cover those things as well, education and health. Now, going back to you wanting to know what sort of help I'm offering as an MP for the seat of Western Metropolitan Region. Now, I think you know, and quite a few people know, that I came to this country as an international student from India, and because I have that lived experience, I am very, very well aware of what the issues are of the international student, how they juggle every day in terms of their studies, assignments, exams, part-time work, not having immediate family members over here, not having close friends over here, how difficult it can be. And when we talk about those things in current situation, which is the COVID-19 pandemic, it's even worse now, because that had a very big negative impact on so many communities. But one of the cohort that has been impacted the most is the group of the international community, international students community. And look, as I said, because I'm aware of their issues, when students approached me, as soon as students found out that there was an Indian MP, they approached me in terms of many different issues. Sometimes they are job related, sometimes they just need some sort of emergency help or visa related. So many different types of issues that students approach me with. But what we do is from our office, that we provide them the guidance in terms of directing them to go to the right authority or right organization which will be able to assist them. Because at times students, international students, don't know who to approach, what is right, and what's the authorized person or authorized entity. So by guiding them to the right person or the organization, it will save them so much time. So that's what we do, guide them. And also me personally, as I say again, because I was an international student, this issue, when this came up, I really feel for international student, and I wanted to do something in terms of advocacy for the international student. I have spoken about international student with many different authorities, and I have raised that issues with the Premier's office, and advocated to make sure that some sort of support package is available for international students. I wish that had come through federal government, but still, nothing came. And then when finally, it was becoming too much and more students were approaching me on daily basis. I also thought that the other thing that I can do about international student is make sure that the government and the parliament, they are aware of the issues. And what I did is, when I got the opportunity in terms of speaking in the parliament, which was, we had the emergency parliament sitting on 23rd of April. And as a member of parliament, we all get given 90 seconds of time where we are allowed to talk about any issue or topic that we want to talk about. On that particular day, that was just the emergency sitting. So because of the social distancing, not all the MPs spoke on that issue. Usually that's what the normal procedure is, that we stand up and talk about 90 seconds. But on that day, we did the written submission, and I wanted to make sure that that was my opportunity to let the government know, let the parliament know how the international students are suffering. So I made sure that I wrote in that member statement, which is also available on Parliament website and also on my Facebook as well, as to the, even, the international students were ignored so far. Whatever was announced, there wasn't much for them at that stage. So I just wanted to make sure that even if they are not eligible on so many other grounds for all the announcements that were done, at least on compassionate ground, we can do something for them. And specifically the ones who are genuinely suffering because of financial hardships. So that's why it was very, very important for me. So in my role, it was not just one single approach. It was making sure, sometimes it's also, and I also had students who are stuck over here, they want to go back due to whatever, some emergency. So many students are stuck in India, they want to come. Not all of them fall in my jurisdiction, but how to provide them the information so that they know who to speak to and which is the right option for them to pursue. So I am very, very passionate about international students issue, and because of this advocacy, I'm so happy that the announcement has come from the Andrews government. But the thing is, my advocacy will continue. It's not just, okay, the job is done. My advocacy will continue. It is very important that I raise the awareness about the issues that the international students face.
True, true. And we are very grateful, Kaushalya ji, for having a representative such as you, who is basically can talk on our behalf to the parliament, because that is where mostly the important decisions has been taken. On pretty much on every day basis, we are also trying our level best to help our students. And I'm sure not only from West, but there are people from all over Melbourne is trying to contact you or trying to contact your staff for different. And even you have your website even has got the COVID-19 tab on top, which gives all the information. So to be very honest with you, I'm extremely delighted to see that. And as a person of Indian origin, I know there are so many other communities also even get in touch with you. When we say a member of parliament, it's not a member of parliament only for Indians. You are there for, subcontinent and pretty much everyone who kind of gets and even asks for you. So thank you so much for that. Of course, there was a $45 million effort or funding which has been given by the Victorian government. So when will that be coming in? When will that be kicked in so that students can take advantage of that?
So for that one, so this answer is sort of a follow on from what I said before, that this $45 million, the emergency financial support announcement, which was done on 29th of April by the Andrews Labor government, that's a very big thing and good news for the international students. Like I said before, I wish there was a little bit more compassion shown towards the international student at the federal level, but at the state level from Victoria, our government announcing that's. I'm really pleased with that. Now with that one, they have set up a process. So what all the international students need to do, whoever is interested in that one-off payment that will be given to eligible international student, I would urge those students to go to a Study Melbourne website. There is a form over there. They need to register their interest, and they are collecting the information from the international student on that particular website. So in this today's live message, I would like to advise all the international students over here in Victoria who are seeking assistance, who are facing exceptional circumstances, maybe because their work hours are reduced, or they have lost the work, or their income is reduced. I would urge them to go to the Study Melbourne website and make sure that they provide all the details. So once they have done that, then they have set a process in place where they will be working with the participating universities, and then they will get back to the students, because they will, of course, determine the eligibility for the students, whoever applies for that. So that's what's going to happen. So yeah, this is a big announcement in terms of $45 million, but that's not the only thing that our government is doing. There is also a rental support in terms of a rental relief grant of $2,000. So if any of the international students are experiencing financial hardship, they can also apply for that rent relief grant. Again, the information for that is available on Study Melbourne website. We also have working for a Victoria program, where any of the international students who are eligible to work over here, they can apply for jobs that they are looking for. The other thing is there's a mental health support available. There are many support services. So if anybody feels on the day that they feel lonely, isolated, or if they need to speak to someone, there is support for mental health as well. In terms of the tenancy assistance, so if they need any help with that, there are avenues available for that. So all those details, I don't want to keep repeating, saying go to Study Melbourne website, but all these all the options which are available to international students, they are all outlined on the website. And if I was an international student, I would make sure that I would see what sort of help is available through the government, because there are a lot of things they can get, so there is also international student accommodation legal service. So if somebody needs some sort of advice in terms of their lease, their tenancy, that's also available. All these services, they are free. So international student accommodation legal service is free. International student legal information service is also available. That is also free. Then we were talking about health and education.
Yes.
Right now, because of COVID-19, if we are all worried about our health, and if the students have any health issues, then there's also the health cost waiver for the international student. So that is because at times that the cover does not maybe apply, and it's not covering them fully, but that is also waived right now. And I think, I mean, I don't know if many students will apply, but people or the international students who have been here more than a year, if they have a superannuation, they can also access superannuation if they have. But other than that, so all these are, so it is not just, so this is all from the government, but so the thing is, we have also given funding to the local charities. So if the international students, they need help, they can approach their local charities and say, for example, Salvation Army, and there are many big charities. So what they all, it's not just related or giving only to people who are residents or citizens over here.
That's
so,
right.
So they can also approach those community organizations, and there are many. They provide food, groceries. So yeah, so there are many options available, whether it's the food, emergency services, or whether it's accommodation, and of course through this $45 million, the emergency financial support announcement that we have done, any student who is eligible will be able to get $1,100 as a one-off payment, which will help them to buy some emergency things that they need.
Groceries and everything. True.
Yeah.
Yes. So you have given n number of options for students. Now the one most important thing, which when we come from subcontinent, or the students who come from subcontinent, it's kind of, they don't feel right to even seek for help. It may be depression, it may be anxiety, or maybe anything which is kind of affecting them because they are currently stuck at home. They don't tend to feel right to even ask for help. So we request, as Kaushalya ji said, that the all the services are available. If you're looking for the $1,100 assistance which Victorian government has announced, you can definitely visit Study Melbourne website. All the information is there. Now, Kaushalya ji, all the MPs are kind of working from home. Of course, you have teleconferences, you have everything. How is it's going for you? I know your work must have been double, triple because of the inquiries. At the same time, you have to work with your colleagues at the Parliament as well. So, how are you coping with it?
Oh, I'm coping very well. Yes, you are right that my work has doubled, but that's what our job is. Right now, people need help, and we just need to make sure that we are available to help them. I've got many people from my own constituency, Western Metropolitan Region, but more than that, I get approached by people from other parts of Melbourne. I've got people approaching me from interstate, from overseas. But right now, even if even if they're not my constituent, just on compassionate ground, I just need to guide them to the right place where the help is available that they are seeking. But other than that, I am used to working from home, so this is not the first time I'm working from home, so I'm used to it. Not used to these many meetings, but that's good. We have learned a new skill. So every adversity teaches you, new things and gives you opportunities. And this way we have learned, like today, learned to do, remote communication, remote chatting, and all those sort of things. So no, I'm coping very well, and we are all busy. All our MPs, our premier, as you would have noticed, he's doing, media every day, almost every day. So yeah, they are all busy. They are all working hard. They are all trying their best to make sure that they help whoever needs help.
Yes. Today, for the first time in 20, probably couple of months, I was saying 24 days, 25 days. I've seen first time Mr. Daniel Andres was kind of smiling during the live. So it gives us the indication that we are going towards, right direction. Everybody has kind of listened to our premier and made sure that they stay home. And we followed the right procedures so that we don't spread this COVID-19. So on behalf of Aussies, of course, and on behalf of every single person who is watching this one now, I would like to thank Andrew's government and of course each and every MP in the Victorian Parliament, because sometimes the captain is there, but the team players who are in the team are equally important, because that's how the team can go forward. So we are very thankful to the people like you who are pretty much representing our community in the parliament. Before we wind up, do you have any message to our viewers? There are international students, of course, you've mentioned everything, but there are migrants as well who have migrated from different countries. So can you please give us like a last liner, anything which you would like to say, please?
Um, Look, firstly, like you mentioned about Premier Daniel Andrews, he has done fantastic work. And I think the way we are right now in Australia, in Victoria, many people in the other parts of the world would envy in the position that
Of
we
course.
are. We are in a very, very good position. So now we are very proud of our Premier and all the ministers and MP. They have worked extremely hard to make sure that we all get through this. And no, I'm really thankful to them, and I'm really proud of the work that the government has done. But my message mainly to the international student would be, because I do speak to many migrant people at various other events and so on and so forth. But to international students, I just want to say to them that yeah, it is a difficult time right now, but there are certain things we must do, and that is always remember to follow the instruction that is given by the government when it comes to whether it's a social distancing or any other health and other related guideline or instruction is given. We must make sure that we follow that.
Yes.
And they also need to make sure that they be in touch with their education provider, their universities, because so many universities have announced various types of helps for their own students, for international students. So they must speak to the education provider and see what sort of, if they are facing hardship, then see what sort of assistance is available for students, international students facing hardship. And if there is any deferral, in case if that is what the situation of the student is, or if there is concession in fees available, all those sort of things. So various options are available through the education providers, but the students must speak to them. But while they speak to them and find out what the options are, they need to be very careful in how they make the decision, whether it's their visa related, their education related, if they are deferring their study program, because that could add to additional cost down the track, that could add to, so they must make sure that they also follow the instruction given by the education providers. So they need to continue study as well. They also need to make sure that their visas are valid, and if they are expiring, they take action to make sure that they don't end up in a situation where, so all those things, they have to be very, very careful. Because of COVID-19, it doesn't necessarily mean that now they don't need to worry about studying, or they don't need to worry about the visas and all. So that's that. And we in this one, we are all in this together, and they need to focus on their well-being, on their health, and they need to reach out. If they need any help, there are so many support programs available.
Yes.
They just need to reach out. And when students approach to me, I guide them and I direct them to different community organizations as well. And the other thing is that many students are aware that Indian and South Asian communities, so many organizations are doing a lot of good work on the ground. They are giving cooked cooked meals, groceries. Some of them have also supported other international students or people who have had need for urgent accommodation. So a lot of community work is being done on the ground, and that is being done all over Melbourne. So anybody who needs help, they should contact these community organizations and not shy away, because like you were saying that sometimes our students, they don't feel comfortable, but they must, rather than just getting frustrated or getting depressed or worried, they must approach, reach out and ask. um, Sometimes there's also so many community organizations, they are giving emergency help,
Relief
and it could be in form of grocery. I've also seen on social media, some of them are saying if they need help, if it's emergency, if there's really urgent need of fees, some people have offered on social media as well.
Yes.
So that is one thing. But in case if you don't know who to approach, any of the international student, whether it is over here or the students which are back home, if they want to contact me, the best way to contact me is through my email. My email is on my social media, my Facebook page. So please write to me, and I'm more than happy to direct them to the right person. But see, the thing is, I know it is very grim and sad, and we have negative thoughts right now, and especially if the international students, because they are going through so much, it feels as if there's going to be any way out of this. But I would suggest them that you have got this time right now, you are at home. Most of them are, I think they are all studying remotely online.
Yes.
If you have spare time, use this time. Use this time to upskill, learn some of the skills that is going to be helpful to you, in securing future jobs. Because if you have time, this is the best time to use in learning something that's going to be helpful throughout your life. So, those are the things. Make sure you obey the laws and do the right thing. I think if you ask me one-liner, and this is not just applicable only to international students, it's also applicable to everyone. Just do the right thing, and right thing will happen to you. So while we are in Victoria over here, whatever the instructions are, make sure you follow. And worst scenario, if there is no help, my office phone number is also on my Facebook page. They can ring my office in case if they have any issues. So my support will always be there for the international students. And I think international students over here, they are very lucky that we have got really good healthcare system over here.
Yeah.
And I think, once again, I think we are very fortunate that we are over here. Not many people in the other part of the world can say that. So I think we just need to make sure that we just follow and do what is required to do right thing, and come out of this more strongly, and not give up hope.
Yes, yes, and we are very lucky to have a representative like you. So again, on behalf of pretty much everyone at Aussies, and of course on international students, I would like to thank you so much for giving your time. I know you were basically writing and doing your parliamentary stuff before and after the meeting as well. You have another meeting to go to, so I won't take much of your time. I would like to say thank you so much, Kaushalya ji. We really appreciate all your help, what you've been doing over the time, and a continuous support for international students and the migrant community. And again, once again, thank you so much, and we will definitely be in touch with you in near future. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. So thank you once again. And Margaret, when the students are feeling a little bit down, I would request them to go and watch my video, the inaugural speech that I have given in the Parliament on the first day when I became an MP.
That is an inspirational video. That is an inspirational video.
Yeah, so I would request all the international students and also other migrant community members over here, go and watch my video, and you will know that hardships do come in life, but there is only one way. Either you sit at home doing nothing about it, or you continue doing the right thing and put extra effort, and hopefully things will turn around. And that is what has happened with me, to me, and I'm sure that that will happen to so many students who are actually doing the right thing. And we are very grateful to all the students, because students are not here just, they just don't contribute only to the economy.
True.
They contribute so much more than just they are part of a big economic activity that's happening, other than just the fees only. So they are part of us over here. That's why they are very important, and I want them to feel a little bit better when they watch my video, that yes, at times it does get tough, and at times it does feel like, is there any light at the end of the tunnel? But I'm sure it is, and I'm available anytime they need my help. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a very good day. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.